A furious woman has asked if she was right to confront the mum of a child who almost knocked her over on his skateboard in a busy airport. So, Sophie, would you have done the same?
I would have wanted to, but I always feel a little bit scared. I'm not a mum, and I always feel a bit scared when other people's kids are misbehaving around me, because I'm inwardly thinking, oh, you or someone get control of the kid. But I never feel brave enough to sort of say, right, kid, stop doing that. You know what I mean?
Scared of the kid or the parent?
But both, probably. The parent. I mean, it's, you know, a mum, a protective mum coming and saying, don't talk to my kid. Because it almost feels like etiquette that you shouldn't step in, should you?
And I think it's different, because I do, and I think it's the Caribbean in me. And you know, growing up in South East London, you know, you knew not to misbehave wherever you were, in Lewisham or anywhere in South East London, because there'd be someone there that your parents knew from church or something who would just tell you off. In the middle of the street, they didn't have to be related to you in any shape or form, but that's sort of how you behave in life, is you were used to other people telling you off. So that is my normal. Yeah, you sort of get told off by a stranger, you get home, and the stranger's already called your parents, then you get told off a second time.
But that's what life used to be like. Do you remember on buses and stuff?
Yes.
Older people used to tell off young kids.
Absolutely. So that's my normal. So you know, in the nicest possible way, if a kid's misbehaving in the park or if they're, like, whacking one of the kids, I will very calmly tell them that behaviour is unacceptable. And, you know, if I have to do, like, a real telling off with a group of kids, and Alfie's there, then I will, because that is my normal. I've never had a bad response to it.
People are probably too scared.
Well, if they are, then so be.
And would you be OK if someone was doing that to your children?
I have no issue with other people telling Alfie off, but I know that I have brought him up in a quite disciplined manner. So you know, he's very polite. He knows how to behave around adults.
She's doing the classic mum. I wouldn't mind, but my child would never be naughty.
No. But if he were,
you wouldn't
I'd
mind.
be completely happy with someone else telling him off, because it takes a village. It's not just two people, mum and dad, that raise children. It takes a village.
It makes total sense, but you can imagine, you know, why we don't do it, because of the fear of, or can you? Because that fear of, like, maybe it's very British and the sort of going.
It is a very British,
don't want to irritate somebody else. Just tut under your breath and roll your eyes.
Yeah, I think it's about how you do it, because I'm like you. I do want to get involved, but I don't think I'm as clever or Caribbean as you to be able to get away with that. So if I'm on a train and, like, there's a child, a little baby crying, like 2-year-old or something, and the mother's got to the point where they're just going to let them cry out, I kind of will catch the child's eye and go, "Are you OK? Is everything all right? Sweet. Has anything happened?" And then they're so shocked that a lady is speaking to them, like, conspiratorially, that they sort of stop crying, because they're like, what? And I'm going, is everything all right? Is there anything going on? I mean, I will literally ask these ridiculously adult questions to a little toddler, and it seems to sort of diffuse the moment, and then for them to then go back to that level is quite hard for them as a kid.
Would you tell off a friend's child?
Oh, well, I've done that. Oh, my gosh. I got myself into right sort of drama, because one of my friend's children was just playing up, just like all our kids do sometimes, but he was particularly getting on at, like, his sisters, and his poor sisters were going, leave me alone, and he was just getting on their nerves and hitting and doing a bit of grabbing, and it was getting quite, like, no one's saying anything, so I was the one in there, and I went, right, court is in session. Charlie, stand on that. Give me your full name and date of birth. Get me the witnesses. And I started pulling in the kids, like, no witnesses. Stand on the box. Is it true that at 4 o'clock on Tuesday, the 6th, you whipped out a remote control from it? And everyone was just like, what is going on?
Wow.
I was like, we're going to the jury for a final decision. And he started finding this quite playful. He started getting, well, I didn't mean to pull the remote.
And what was his punishment?
Well, his punishment was 7 minutes on the step.
So you put somebody else's child on the naughty step?
Wow, can you imagine that kid if they go,
not even I do that.
How was your play date? Well, I was a witness in a court of law.
Did you? Not as bad as Sinatra.